What's going on, folks? Happy Tuesday. My name is Matthew, the host of Tech Savvy Tuesday. Glad to have you here. We're going to let some folks into the chat real quickly. And while we wait for those folks to join in, I want to make some small announcements to everybody in the group, just reminding folks what we're doing, where we're going, and what we're launching next. And so we're going to give a warm welcome to Adrian for being here. Typically, Adrian, what I like to do is I like to go through just a 5 minutes of some State of the Union kind of updates and address the school community, what changes have been made, any updates that have been happening, and then we dive into Q&A or a topic depending on if anyone is here or not. So glad to have you here, Adrian. Glad to meet you. We're going to dive in real soon. And yeah, if no one else shows up, man, we're going to jam for a solid hour. So let me go ahead and share my screen and walk you all through what's going on here at school. So for those of you that are just joining us, may have just joined the group, there are going to be a few things that are going to be required of you because we don't like the spectators, we don't like the tire kickers, and we don't like the non-action takers. And I want to reward all of the action takers. So for those folks here that are just getting into school, a couple things to consider is school is a gamification rewards-based system on likes that you receive with the content or the comments you leave on people's posts. You can find that here by going to leaderboards, opening up the little question mark here, and it's going to tell you how you earn your points. And so for every like you get, whether it's your own post or a comment on somebody else's post, if that gets a like, you get a point. And what this does is it helps us community members, community owners create an environment for you to take action, to engage, and to be a part of the community. And I run communities on several platforms, specifically and primarily Facebook for so many years. This was one of those things where how can we get folks to take action, reward those folks who take action, and be able to track it at the same time. It's so hard. So school has done a beautiful job at being able to do that. That's why I highly recommend school as a platform to building a real community. And when I say a real community, I mean Facebook is great and you can still monetize it, you can still make money off of it, but to actually build a living, thriving organism of a community, people who engage, people who take action, school has done it perfectly and they're only getting better. Just by looking at what we have here on the leaderboard, I love this because we're going to look at the 7-day leaderboard, the 30-day leaderboard, and the all-time leaderboard. And Adrian, who's on this call today, is already in the top number 1 in the last 7 days. He's a couple points away from getting out of level 1, and that is actually one of my 30-day requirements. Yeah, even if you're a monthly paid member, you will get the boot after 30 days if you don't get out of level 1. Now, the good news is Adrian is smart. He signed up for a full year. So I'm gonna have to treat him just a little bit differently in terms of if he can't get out of level 1. But I give everybody an opportunity and I remind folks every single week, it's super easy to get out of level 1. I've set up the starting here section and how to get through. And I've even given you guys a tip on how to get out of level 1, which is literally search my name, which is Matthew. Search my name. Go to every single area that I've left a comment or a post and leave a GIF or comment. That's all you have to do. And if you do that, me personally, I take time. I will go through those 208 posts that you do, and I will like every single one of them. So if you want an instant 208 points in this community, that's the simple trick. It's a no-brainer. Just search my name when you're in the group and go to every single post that I've made a comment on and or I've made an action on and just reply with a GIF and I will come back and I will like the GIF. And that is your way to hack the system, get some points, but it's the excuse destroyer, which means nobody should be sitting in level 1. And if you are sitting in level 1, for all these folks that are here, there's 30% of the members. After 30 days, then you will get the boot, whether you're a free member or a paid member. But again, Adrian was so kind to purchase the full year up front, save 20%. And so he's got a full year to take action. I'm not going to kick him out. He's paid for that time. So, but for those 30-day folks, for those that are just paying on the monthly subscription side, got to get out of level 1. And that's pretty much it. You're safe after that. So The other thing I want to point out here is I do have some cool things, and to push folks to gamify this even more is to push folks. We have a digital marketing mastery in our classroom. This is actually not open to everybody in the group. You have to be at level 5. And for those of you folks that have access to this, typically there's a couple ways that you can go through the content, find a secret hidden gem. I like to call it like an Easter egg. I'm a video gamer and Easter eggs are always cool. If you can find the Easter egg on the trick on how to get this unlocked in level 2, then the Easter egg will tell you how to do it and I'll unlock it for you. But if you want to go the traditional route here in school, get to level 5, and in order to get to level 5, you would need 155 points. So look, team, I'm already giving you guys a quick instant access to this if you find the Easter egg. But if you want to just go ahead and get it unlocked, I've given you another way to get 208 points, which will unlock level 5. And again, do that within the first 30 days. There's some other things I think we mentioned in here for a giveaway that I launched. So if you don't know the giveaway, this is the update. So I updated a bonus for all the new folks coming in, but I want to retrofit this to everybody that's in the community watching this now. And we'll start it today. So over the next 30 days, if you complete the Start Here modules, screenshot all the check marks that you've done it, and I'm obviously going to be honor system. I know you could just check everything and not watch it, but check everything off. It looks something like this. So start here. You should see check marks all the way down. Screenshot that, send me that in a DM. If you do that, you reach level 5, which is not hard at all, as I just explained. And then, of course, submit a short testimonial video with either honest feedback. So good, bad, ugly of the group, areas that I can improve upon, anything that you'd like to share. I totally want to hear it. But if you can do those 3 things, then I will open up my calendar and we'll schedule a one-on-one launch call where we'll dive deep for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours if needed. I did this the other day, a couple weeks ago, with another member. His name is Will. He won one of our packages for yearly coaching for free. And so I'm working with him and a select few of folks over the next 12 months to launch and scale their online businesses and services. So I wanted to extend this to everybody in the community. So I'm going to do this now. This is your notification. Obviously, the new folks have already seen this, but go ahead and do that. But if you've been in the group and you want to take advantage of this bonus, we'll start the clock today, April 8th. And if you can get through this stuff in the next 30 days and screenshot, then I'll be more than happy to open up that calendar for you all here. Okay. Last but not least, yeah, just again, this community is here for you. You have all the members here, classroom updates, or I'm sorry, calendar updates. We're staying live. TechSavvy Tuesdays on the calendar for some time now. We have some local meetups and some local event stuff. So if you're local to Orlando, we have our Gator and our Sub 2 meetup for real estate. Those happen every Thursday. So April 24th is this month. Please stop by, register. Love to have you all there. And then, of course, classroom. There's a couple things we are not purging, but we are moving into different modules. So as you can see here, we have the Password mini course and the Airbnb Accelerator. It's going to be located under all things real estate. You're going to see these here. So Take Flight Challenge, Password Masterclass, and the B&B Accelerator. So they're all under this classroom now. And once I make sure everything is there, I'm going to delete these modules completely. And then last but not least, I guess you could say this is the official announcement of the AI Coach, which is a software app that I am using to create a different version of me, duplicating myself, my mind, my knowledge, and being able to put it at the tip of your fingers inside your phone. So anytime you have a question in regards to digital marketing, launching a business, a product, a service, hiring team members, all knowledge that I have, I am training this AI coach with all the knowledge in my brain, and I will be releasing this to you all very, very soon. It's not open yet for you, but I will be displaying this and showcasing this to everybody, and you all will get some sort of access first to test it out because I need your help testing everything and making sure it works smooth, because when I release this to the public, it will be a paid software. It will be a paid version. I'm not sure if it's going to be a monthly subscription or if it's going to be a one-time licensing fee. So I haven't figured it out yet. But again, this is the official announcement of that. So glad to have Sabine and Adrian here on today's call. Let me go ahead and give them the power to unmute, and let's jam. Let's one, get some updates. I know Sabine probably has some updates for us, but number two, I'm here to provide clarity and guidance on anything and all things your business and digital marketing. Look at that. We got a large crowd today. Woo! I love it. We got Will coming in today as well. So
Hello.
don't be shy. Don't be shy. Let's jump on and jam. What's up, Will?
What's up? Hi, Sabine.
Hi, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Love it. I love my
Hi.
regulars.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Will, you just missed the 5-minute intro of the State of the Union update. So I just, when the replay drops, go check it out. It's all right, but it gives you're already out of level 1, I think. So you're good.
Yeah.
Just letting folks get out of, like, make sure you get out of level 1 or you're going to get the boot. Will's not safe either, guys. I've known Will for some time now, and
Yeah.
no one is safe from the boot. Cool. But yeah, the floor is basically open right now in terms of what you guys need help and support with. That's the point of these calls here is we got about an hour and some change to dive together, and I want to make sure I serve each and every one of you that are here. So who wants to fire off first where they need help and support?
Let's see.
I will have to go a little bit early today because I've got a
Perfect. So Sabine,
logistical
yeah,
problem. I have to
Go
collect
for it.
my daughter at 5, my birthday party. Yeah, if I may, jump in. I had an idea because you were just dropping Easter eggs, right? I thought to myself, well, actually, I could create, because I remember I did a Christmas advent calendar and I ran Facebook ads to it and I had some really cheap opt-ins. Doesn't mean that led to crazy amounts of sales yet, but there was something that they were attracted to. And I thought, well, could I create something for Easter, like an Easter egg hunt, have an opt-in around that?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about
Fun.
that Easter egg. It's Easter coming up soon.
Hmm. Yeah,
I didn't even make
that
that
went through my
correlation.
mind. That went through my mind around doing something along those lines. But before I would go wild on Canva and create things, I just wanted to jam out here a little bit because that would be my job tomorrow. And there's several ways to do this, but what I don't want is actually just attract freebie seekers that are not converting. So I've got to be very mindful as to what I want to put out there.
Yeah.
Right. Like I mean, what I have already committed to is running another masterclass on the 23rd of April. I haven't decided on exactly the topic of it yet, but it's always going to be something around evergreen business and creating business and stuff. So that's also that could be one of the last Easter eggs to collect. That's actually 2 days after Easter Monday. It could be part of it, as in like a freebie.
Yeah.
And then I have other things I could give away, but I just want to do it very strategically to lead to that masterclass.
Absolutely. I think whenever you're doing a master class, especially for free, right, we want to try to, we want to set up the systems to get people to attend and take action, right? So part of it is like, well, why are you waiting to the last day to give us all the cool stuff and the resources? I go, well, look, I got to force you guys to stay here, right? Like, and it's not just because I want to pitch you something at the end. It's a small percentage, but it's mostly because I need to help you get out of your way. Like my entire existence as a coach or consultant or whatever is to help you get out of your own damn way, because most of the time people don't realize that, don't understand it, don't have clarity on what they should be focusing on and what they're doing. And if I just give you all the information on day one, if I just data dump and say, hey, here's all the resources, here's all the scripts and the templates, well, you're going to come back to me in about a week or two or maybe longer and say, hey, I don't know how to apply any of this stuff. I didn't sit through the entire masterclass and actually learn and train on how to apply and execute the tools you gave me. Now I'm back here struggling again, right? And so, just tell folks, that's why, one, we don't try to give everything up front, as in, information overload. There's why I have some of my courses, like the Digital Marketing Mastery, is level 5, because one, I'm trying to gamify the system myself, more engagement in my group gets ranked higher, but at the same time, I want everybody to build the muscle of taking action in the group, and that's simply posting content or responding to other people's content and getting likes from it. But a great way to do that is, again, build out the Easter eggs per day and say, hey, here's these X core Easter eggs that everyone will get on each day, and they will be handed out at the end of every day. And so if you'd like the resources, if you'd like the full slide deck, the entire template and training module, sometimes that's all people want. If you want all the scripts and the outline that I use, my personal slide deck or the host's personal slide deck, we're going to give that out at the end of every day as an Easter egg. And you have to be live, because when we drop it in the chat, it's going to go in the Zoom chat and nowhere else. Right? So we scarcity, like you can't get it anywhere else. Now they might have friends that share it. That's fine. Like we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to entice them to stick around. And we make that announcement, whether it's you want to start the Easter egg hunt now, or you want to start it in the beginning of the masterclass. Set the expectations. Hey,
I'm thinking maybe it's like a hybrid, but maybe I'm overthinking it. So the masterclass itself will happen on the 23rd, just because I'm going to have Easter myself, and it's not just no possibility to do it before that. But could there be a 7-day something in the lead up to the masterclass to feed them with some of the freebies that I have, priming them and yeah, just it's little Easter eggs before the masterclass. I was thinking on an email drip feed or something, or maybe there's other things I could do, maybe more creative.
Yeah,
I also don't want to create too much work. So,
one, you want to keep the workload a little low, but two, that just falls underneath the fundamental principles around launching any kind of event or anything, a product, right? It's always going to be, the minimum 2 weeks out is what I've seen that works the best, right? If you have something you're launching or you're going to do, you need at least 2 weeks to ramp up, to do all the marketing, get all the hype, get all the emails, whatever you need. You need 2 weeks to really start telling folks, hey, this is what's going down. Here's where you register. And then as you get closer to the event, you start, is that 7 days? Is that 5 days? Is it 3 days? I know minimum 3 days. 3 days before an event, they should be getting some sort of email, a Facebook post where they're tagged on, or a school post that they're tagged on, a SMS if you have their phone number. Like we need to keep notifying them till they're blue in the face before the day of the event. Just to keep it forward of their mind.
I'm just wondering if I could hide an Easter egg in certain posts on social media, and then each email they get, they are being forwarded to some post somewhere with a link of a download or something.
You could get as who's seen National Treasure with Nicolas Cage? I love that movie.
Okay, I need to watch that.
I love that. You have not? Oh my God, Sabine! I don't know if we can be friends until you watch that movie. Well, it's the concept behind it is he's just looking for historical American artifacts that for a hidden treasure, like the biggest treasure of the world, but it's little hidden gems along the way, and he has to decipher in order to get the next clue, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you could gamify that's the beauty of what we do here, is all of this could be the creative way to gamify something, where when you send out that first email to everyone who registered, you let everybody know, hey, check this out. We're doing something cool for the month of April. We're going to do a fun Easter egg hunt leading up to the masterclass. Click here to watch what it's all about. And then boom, it takes them to a video of you breaking it down, what to expect, with maybe a written format of it. And then you're telling people what to look for, how to look for things. Keep in mind when you see posts, if you ever leave an email, like inside my email, if I direct you to a post, wink, wink, hint, hint, there's an Easter egg on that post somewhere. How can we identify, so you can get fun with it, but at the same time, don't overwork yourself. But that comes down back to offer creation. If you make a compelling offer, even for a free class, right? If I want people to show up, I need to let them know what they're going to miss when they don't show up, and what are things they're going to get by showing up.
Yeah, I think that would be the fundamental work to do, and then work backwards from forwards. Yeah. And then see what kind of clues.
Yeah, here's all the great transformations you're going to have when you finish this workshop. Here's all the great resources you're going to have when you leave this workshop. Here's all the great connections you're going to have. Oh, by the way, if you collect all 7 Easter eggs, ABCXYZ, I'm going to be putting those people's names into a randomizer. I'm going to pick one person to get complete year access to my evergreen
Yeah,
school.
that'd be good.
Valued at XYZ.
Love
or that. What can we give away of value? Maybe you're like, hey, I'm going to buy you $100 worth of books the top marketing books out there, like $100 million leads and $100 million, $100 million offers from Alex Hormozy. Like that would be a front end. Like what can I entice people to show up, collect all the Easter eggs, and what are they going to get? That's basically anything. Out of anything we do is what am I going to get as the consumer? Like if I'm going to give you money, or if I'm going to give you, and not even money, my time, what am I going to get as a consumer? What's the transformations I'm going to get? How am I going to feel afterwards? And like, oh my God, you're giving away a Rolex? What? Yeah, I'll show up for that. I mean, that's, you see there's a lot of ads out there for people who are giving away these decked out trucks and stuff and RVs. They're like, all right, we're giving away a free RV or a free truck worth $75,000.
Yeah.
We're going to give you $20K to go with it. All you have to do is go to our website and buy merchandise, and you get 100 tickets in, and we're going to pick a winner in the next 3 months.
How would it work if I was to use the angle of the virtual speaker launchpad? Did you have a chance to have a look what I created since last Tuesday?
I went in there, but I didn't dive deep. But I noticed you got the foundations and everything set up. You got all like the course material, the outlines. Yep. But I haven't looked to see if you got videos or anything added to it. Did you get videos?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. But maybe. But this Easter egg, I mean, this could be an angle of Facebook ads angle to test how many people are interested in virtual speaking gigs and gaining visibility as virtual speakers and sort of giving.
Yeah, you don't really have to add ads for that. I can tell you just off my personal experience, everybody wants to be a virtual speaker somewhere. A speaker in general, right? Whether it's virtual or in person.
It would apply to both.
Yeah.
But I would obviously I'm not I'm only a virtual on stage speaker.
Yeah. But it's more or less of what is speaking, and when you are highlighted as the keynote speaker, whether it's in person or regardless of the medium, right? The medium is it's virtual. The medium is it's in person, right? That's how we deliver like this. Like we could be doing this at a coffee shop.
Yeah, true.
Right.
So if I was to have the theme, like because I've tried the whole evergreen spiel and people are not really understanding what evergreen really is. It's almost like I need to give them what they want and then teach them what they need inside the membership, which is the evergreen stuff. But maybe it's like this carrot that I need to dangle, which would be this virtual speaker pad. And next month it will be the authorship thing, like the book launch or ebook launch pad or whatever, because I've written 3 books, so I can speak for it, and I won't feel like an imposter. So I'm rather going those kinds of routes and talk about things that I have done myself.
Yeah, I would lean into, yes, when we talk evergreen, it's still a very, I want to say taboo word, but it's a very non-recognizable word in the industry. When
that's
you talk
why
to business owners,
I want to get away from that. Yeah.
Even if they're online already, sometimes they're like, what is they're still asking themselves, what is evergreen?
I did I'm doing this YouTube workshop this week, learning about how to craft, and stuff. Then I searched evergreen. 1 video came up, like hardly any views. I'm like, why am I,
I would gear more towards automation as the keyword, something with automation, because evergreen automation.
Yeah, it is the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing. It's just named differently. And in automation, everyone's looking for the next automated bot, next automated prompt, the next automated worker, email blast campaign, text, mini chat.
Yeah, AI, it's everywhere.
AI something.
People want to know how to utilize AI. But it could be like this particular workshop. I mean, evergreen is obviously the automation. It is more my brand, as in like the school group. But I could just pick out this speaker launchpad and maybe give away some of the scripts, and then maybe I should do some of the videos and walkthroughs, and then the workshop itself could be a whole,
Yeah.
showcasing and whole teaching kind of thing.
Yeah, the lean way to do it, my recommendation is you have a couple choices. You know how I like to give options. Choice number one is the way that I would recommend doing it is you've got the groundwork, the frameworks, the outline, maybe dial in some of the presentation as like, your guideline for your student book, and then launch a live workshop and record it live, right? Whether folks show up or not,
Yeah,
right?
it'll be
And
done.
then it'll be
Well,
done. And then you can either do that like, hey, I'm going to do a 4-day workshop. We're going to go through the complete speaker launch accelerator where you learn how to launch your entire online speaking career, get in front of hundreds, if not thousands of new faces to build your brand, expand your awareness and your credibility, but ultimately drive traffic and eyeballs to your business.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I could have that. This is what I did. I put it in as an upsell at the moment. If you upgrade to the annual, what occurred to me was like if you're in a 7-day trial and you upgrade or you buy the annual straight away, you just go download and cancel after 7 day.
In terms of the annual,
Yeah, you could just
yeah,
go and yeah.
of course, yeah, but they don't get the annual back, I don't believe, right?
No, if it's a 7-day trial, if you go in as the
Oh, you're
annual,
saying, okay, so if someone, well, yeah, well, one, I've
Mhm.
removed the 7-day trial, but what you're saying is if someone selects the 7-day trial and they upgrade before the 7 days is up, they still on the trial, they could still cancel.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think the way I've set the pricing is either they go monthly or annual. But when I do the workshop, I can say if you go for the annual option, you automatically unlock the virtual speaker launchpad,
Yeah,
which is set inside the course on the inside on the school
yeah,
automatic.
I would say, look, like, go for it, right? And
Yeah.
if they want to, so here's the thing, you're going to get the annual, like I mentioned before, right? On the call, right? Adrian paid for the annual option, save 20%. And so if he doesn't get out of level 1, I'm gonna hold off until because he's still paid for a full year, right? So now if
But
Adrian
Adrian
comes
could
in,
still cancel if there was a, I don't know if you've got 7-day trial. I've got the 7-day trial.
I don't have the 7-day trial. I took that off for
Okay.
a lot of different reasons. As you know, I'm already giving away too much stuff for free in this place for $5 a month. So I was like, look,
Okay.
if people want to come in for $5, like, even if they come in for 5 and steal everything and leave, I don't care. Like, that's just like the mentality I have. My focus is more on how can I serve the people that are here? How can I make the content to drive more folks that want to be here? And how do I share the culture that I want to build in my community and in my space, right? And so, yeah, could someone come in, buy it, get everything and leave? Well, look, like, that's somebody you don't want anyways, right?
Yeah.
Don't need,
Okay.
I learned that from working with Aaron, because I kind of had that same mentality. I was like, oh, they're just going to buy and like steal everything. He was like, yeah, I don't care about that. I got my focus is on building better stuff, better software, bringing more people in, selling higher ticket stuff. Like, I'm focused on the clients that want to be here, that want to take action and
Yeah.
don't complain and just like put in the work. Everybody else, if they want refunds, like, he was very heavy on like, hey, like, just give them the refund. I don't care. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I was like,
You don't want to
so
waste time and energy.
yeah.
Okay, I'll think about how I could have like a 7-day email sequence with different pre little eggs, and then the big egg cracking the egg and helping them implement everything will be on the 23rd.
Yeah, start by, like we mentioned earlier, reverse engineer what they're going to get, the transformations they're going to have, and then, is there something tangible that you're giving away that normally cost, and you're able to, say, hey, this is what you're going to get if you stay to the end. Because it just comes down to that, why people are showing up. They need the help, they want transformations, but two, I signed up for a timeshare when I was in my early 20s. How many of you all did,
Yeah,
go to
nearly.
Mexico and they're like, oh, come just real quickly, come to this tour and we'll give you a bottle of vodka. We'll give you a 2-night stay. We'll do you'll get a free dinner for you and your girl. And I'm like, oh man, I get to get all these cool things. So I signed us up. We went and I sat through a timeshare presentation and I was like, okay, we bought. we were a statistic. We bought, and they got us for a ton of money, and we hardly ever used it. But long story short, like, that was like, oh, like you're here in Mexico, you're in Cancun, we're going to give you like these massive bottles of tequila. We're going to give you a dinner at one of the top prestigious restaurants in Cancun, and you're going to get tickets into the VIP club later tonight. And, you know, you're going to get a drinks on us for 2 hours over at the pool, the swim up pool. You just got to come sit over here for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, come to my 4-day masterclass, but like I'm going to give you all this stuff if you come sit here for 4 days. So start with the offer. Start with what you're going to give.
Have a think about. I want to pull out 1 or 2 things from the virtual launchpad, the speaker launchpad. Not all of it, but little bits, and then the final thing is then maybe inside the group, as in like the implementation.
Yeah. And then start there, and then if you need any updates on headlines and copy and flow of what it looks like, you know where to find me. Drop it in the community and give you some feedback on that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate
You're welcome, Sabine. Absolutely. Have fun at the birthday party with the kid later.
No, it's just a collection. I mean, literally now I'll drop off and then.
Got it.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
Awesome. All right. Who's next? I know Adrian's lurking in the background just listening in, but Will, you got something for me today?
Yeah, in a second. Something I heard, Sabine, that came to mind was people aren't understanding evergreen. And I started thinking, when did I pick up on evergreen? And I'm thinking, I think it's kind of an industry slang term for us. Like, we get what evergreen is because we sell products or we do stuff, and then you know we've bought coaching and things. And so the synonym for evergreen is lifetime.
Yeah.
And so if you include some synonyms in like your evergreen package, and then have a tagline or something that refers to another synonym that uses a couple of synonyms, then you'll capture more people, because you know we all listen and we absorb differently.
I tell you what, I mean, this is deeply rooted in my background as to like how I became this evergreen and this evergreen notion. And maybe if I explain it to you, you might give me some better feedback.
Yeah, go for it.
I used to be a process and project manager in the corporate world. And I was always troubleshooting and thinking about how can we optimize a certain process so that this particular problem this machine doesn't stop again. So it's really looking at the root causes. And it's the same in small businesses. Like, how many times do we reinvent the wheel? So I do use this term now, stop reinventing the wheel, when it comes to content creation, when it comes to creating workshops, because you know, every day we might sit here, how do we get visible? How do we get a new client? And so it's really having some systems in the background, and also not only automation as in like tools, but also like standard operating procedures around how do you go about doing your business every single day. That could include your habits, and it could be your assets that you're creating, which could be a landing page and I don't know, documents, or how do you deliver even a program so that it's a great experience. You have maybe a welcome document that's already ready. So it's putting all these pillars already in place. So when it comes to utilizing and press the button, the machine works. You don't have to redo it over and over again and, create new stuff, in your business. That's the ultimate idea.
Right.
It's saving time, I guess. And it's about, giving you the ease of, you can just run the business, where everything's sort of taken care of, content's going out. You can just add new content when you feel like you have something else to say, but you're not forced to sit here and type up content or do a YouTube video.
Sabine, Adrian, Will, check out the document I just put together. So I wrote about AI. Starting point for you, Sabine, but ideally I think Will hit it on the head. It's an industry term for us folks on the inside group, inside the secret club, right? when you say evergreen, I understand what it means, us marketers, but your primary audience or your primary avatar is not marketers, right?
No.
So we have to find ways to educate them and get them clear on what it is. And I just did a simple ChatGPT search, and I'll share my screen so everybody can see what I did while they were chatting and I was listening in. I went over to my GPT, and I basically just asked it, how can I educate my audience on the importance of evergreen marketing? That's not even a fancy advanced prompt, folks.
No, that's awesome.
That's a simple prompt. And again, right, we refine and create and do better over time, but it gave me at least a starting point, and especially for Sabine to get some clarity to start with, like, not changing her brand, but changing how she represents it, how she teaches it, how she creates content, how she explains it. And what I loved about it here was in step 2, right? Benefits based. That's the core of everything we do. What is the outcome? What is the currency? What is the benefit for them? Like, you can have the best shiny object in the world and all the bells and whistles, but if we don't know what they're going to be able to benefit from this thing, no one cares about it. What's the transformation? What's the result? Right? And then of course it breaks down, show examples, create content around it, and of course, give them a simple evergreen starter kit, right? So could you call something a starter kit? Like, that could be the giveaway. That could be the thing. And then of course I do my little thing, which is I create a document. Actually, let me take this off. I copied Will the roadmap, your roadmap, Will, because I love my title up there with the logo. So I just copied your document, so we'll keep that at the top. But boom, now you have a resource, and
Brilliant.
Right now I can screenshot that and say, hey, we had a great call today. Had a lot of great questions around evergreen on marketing. And for those of you that don't know what it is, Sabine is the evergreen queen, but created a document. If anybody wants it, click down below and I'll share it for, you say now I can go and forward facing marketing with that from our call today.
Thank you. Yeah, because for me it's so frustrating. Like, why don't they understand it? And it's just ingrained in me, because I have a degree in this, and I've been always talking about this for many years in the corporate world.
Yeah, with anything, with any offer, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in digital marketing, whether you're doing sports, whether you're doing systems and processes, sales, whatever it is, reverse engineer what the outcome. There's not a misconception, but I learned this again when I was working with Aaron and worked with hundreds of clients. In the beginning, we used to train, find your avatar first. Like, who do you want to sell first? Who's your audience? And then we made an adjustment and a shift because we realized, like, well, why don't we need to be problem centric, not avatar centric, which means if we solve a big enough problem that can solve for multiple avatars, that's what we want, because we're only going to launch to one avatar in our marketing. We're only going to speak to the moms or the high achievers or the marketers in the beginning, but the problem that you solve should be solved for everybody. And then as you build out new verticals, new avatars, you're just adjusting how you're making it resonate with that new avatar. So if I'm speaking to primarily women, then I'm going to make sure my language and my marketing and my benefits are all going to be based around women that have kids or stay at home or have a career. But it's still going to solve this problem, and I'm going to make sure my marketing, my copy, everything is going to be not centralized, aligned with that avatar. And then 6 months, years goes by, everything is pumping around great. Now I can switch and start talking to a new person. The problem, the solution doesn't change. It's just how I market it, how I speak to the next person. Okay, well, now I want to talk to dads or men. Just shift and adjust, right? And so, but lead with, we determined, and I still feel like, start with what's the big problem you're solving first. And then once you have that dialed in, then you can say, okay, well, which market, which niche do I want to start in? Who do I want to go after first? And then build all your marketing and strategy around that. And then of course, ChatGPT makes everything so much easier, people.
Thank you.
So Matthew, just a minute ago, you used the word centric, and it was evergreen centric, or I think that's what you said, but you said something before it.
In terms of when we're going after, like, we want to make sure the currency or the problem we solve can help everyone. But when we start directing the ship to a centralized, I said centric, I'm high school education. Well, I don't know these big words. Centric in terms of we change our marketing to the one avatar. So for example, I help marketers, high achievers, and entrepreneurs launch and scale their online businesses.
Okay.
That's my core avatar. But I could also switch that. And so everything I make is going to be centralized or centric to them and how they feel and how they view the world. This is why broad marketing is so much harder versus saying, well, I do this, the same problem that I do now, helping folks launch online products, work with their sales conversions, building funnels, content generation, all of that stays the same. But maybe I want to go speak to stay-at-home moms now. Maybe I want to help that stay-at-home mom that has the entrepreneur spirit that wants to start her business for the first time. So now I would change all my marketing to talk to the stay-at-home mom that's trying to launch their first online product. And I would build out the avatar persona, the benefits, what they're struggling with, don't know how, don't know where to start, don't know what to offer, don't know pricing, confusion, who to trust. But now I'm building all my marketing material, all my content, headlines, landing pages. I'm going to be gearing it towards the stay-at-home mom who wants to be an entrepreneur. That's kind of that was kind of, I said, centric to the avatar. Like, then we switch our marketing, our headlines, and our copy to the avatar.
So the general, the first part is it's too general, and then we shift.
Well, so the offer should be a mass market offer. So mass market is this. Let me think of vacuums. Let's just do vacuums. It's just popped into my head. Vacuums are a mass market product. Everybody needs a vacuum. Everybody needs a vacuum. But what is the marketing? Who do they speak to in their marketing material?
Right.
Who's in the videos doing the vacuuming? Not to be like it's mostly women in most cases, right? Women are typically stay-at-home moms, this, that, and the other. Now, there are men that use vacuum as well too, but their language, their marketing is going to shift in gear. Again, think of anything, monster truck rallies.
Right.
That's entertainment, but who are they going to speak to get to show up? This happened when I was in my golf camp, when I did my golf camps out of San Diego, my first business. Like, I knew I needed to search tags and keywords in the general geolocation, but I would look at images and photos from moms, women that had kids in the photos. Because I'm like, oh, because who's gonna sign up a kid for summer golf camp? Typically, the moms are in charge. Typically, the moms are figuring out what kids are doing for the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to go directly to them, send them a message saying, hey, I've got a free demo. But if I were to expand upon my marketing, which I never did for this, I would want to speak to moms. I'd say, hey, moms, like, all the other summer camps tied up and you don't know where to put your kid for the next couple of weeks, and you're scrambling around, not knowing what to do. And now you're going to you're panicking about, the kid's going to be home all summer and not going to be out doing anything. I'm here to the rescue. Click down below, sign up for my free golf demo day. Come check us out. We have open slots still available for your kid for the summer. Like, that's how I would have positioned some sort of ad or content.
Cool.
So summer camps, it's mass market. Everybody wants summer camps that have kids, but who do I speak to? I speak to the mom, the decision maker.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, they just pick the industry or the product, like vacuum,
solution,
like monster trucks, like summer camps.
But solution based, right? What's the solution behind all of that? They have some sort of solution, which we call a currency. So like monster camps or monster truck stuff is like, that would fall in the entertainment category. So if we go deeper, well, what does entertainment do for people? How does it make people feel? What's the transformation? Well, I just watched the NCAA basketball tournament last night. Later, Sabine, take care. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank
Later,
you.
Sabine.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I watched the national championship last night with Houston and Florida, and I sat there and I was able to, as like when I watch basketball, one, it takes me back to my days when I was younger and I didn't have bad knees and I could play. But two, it's I'm everything else is noised out my whole day. Like my day is gone, like the stress that I've had, the headaches, like so entertainment for me, like watching basketball is like have fun, decompress, let the stress relieve your body, right? So the transformation I'm feeling when I watch entertainment like basketball is the world becomes silent. Your stress goes away, your overwhelm goes away. When you start watching and you start following, your entertainment, what's your entertainment, the transformation and how you feel, that's the result of watching entertainment. And then you can categorize that based, then you can switch it and say, okay, well, predominantly, who are the folks that are watching sports and basketball? Men. Now I can start crafting all my messages around that avatar. But what is the solution? What is the product? And basketball and entertainment is a product. And so if we switch over to a solution, which is a mass market offer, which is weight loss. Fitness is one of the largest industries in the world. Weight loss is everywhere. Okay, well, weight loss is the solution. Well, do we market to everybody? You can, but unless you've already built a huge brand and everybody knows who you are, you can't start a new business and market to everyone because you're gonna be like, well, who do you actually serve? Like, we don't even know you. We don't have no trust, and you're just trying to throw spaghetti at a wall instead of saying, you know what? If I wanted to start a fitness company right now today, Will, I think you're a part of my Guardians of Society group. I would do it around dads that are trying to become stronger, more confident men's of their leaders of their household. And the first place you start is losing weight, getting into shape. So it's a mass market offer, weight loss, get into shape, confidence, but I'm going to direct all my content, my marketing, my brand and everything towards dads. And so now I can, and that's the formula that people don't get. And when they launch something new or anything, they only keep hey, here's my amazing thing that does this for everybody. And then, but then they're like, well, how does that going to help me? I'm not everybody. I'm Matthew. I'm an individual.
Right.
And again, I could go down the rabbit hole and talking about why we perceive this when it comes to psychology, but we try to compare ourselves to Russell Brunsons of the world. Like I'm not saying I know exactly as much as Russell Brunson knows or Alex Hormozy, but I'd like to think with my experience and the years that I put under my belt in the digital marketing realm of understanding fundamental laws in marketing and digital marketing in general and human psychology, but no one knows who I am. So I can't just go and create a software like my AI coach and just say, hey, everybody should use this AI coach software. It's going to be amazing. And, because I haven't built enough brand equity and presence and trust with a massive audience like they have. They're obviously spending millions of dollars in ads as well. So I have to gear when I launch my AI coach, I've got to gear it towards, well, who is the first person that is my ideal customer, right? And so it's marketers, high achievers, and entrepreneurs. Those are going to be my three folks. And again, entrepreneurs is still kind of broad, but there's marketers, high achievers. Those are a little bit more narrow that I'll speak to first. But because it'll most likely be, it's going to be tough because the AI coach is supposed to be your coach in your pocket. We talked about this, Will. You tested it out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to replace, or not necessarily replace. Let me take that back. It's supposed to add as another support area for folks that are like up at 12 at night working on a product launch or something, and they need to have a question. Yes, you have ChatGPT, but it's only going to give you what you feed it and how you want it to respond. And unless you know advanced prompting, it's not going to give you kind of the response you're looking for the project you're working on. This will, because it's been trained. And then when you prompt it, when you ask it questions, it's going to prompt you back and keep the conversation going to help you get clarity. So it's supposed to help folks that hit a roadblock, but they don't have access to a coach, or maybe their coach isn't going to come online. It's Saturday and they're not going to hear from their coach until Monday. And it's like, hey, like I need to move forward. Like I'm itching on my skin. It's the weekend. I want to do something, but ChatGPT is not giving me the answers, that it's not giving me the clarity that I need. I don't want to sit here and watch 20 YouTube videos like I did in the past. let me pull out my AI coach out of my pocket, ask it my question where because it prompts you, right? The first prompt it asks is, where are you stuck in your launch, in your business? What's your biggest struggle right now? And then boom, once you plug that in, it takes you down a path to clarity. But I'm not going to market that to everybody. Eventually, everybody will be able to use that. But when I start building brand around it and launching this thing, it'll be geared towards entrepreneurs, marketers, high achievers, coaches, consultants. Because I'm going to try to get them to I'm going to sell how the blueprint and brains behind it, and teach them how to create their own for their own programs. So I have different ways that I can make the software work. So they have their own internal coach that they can package with their high ticket offers or sell on the side, and so.
Right.
But mostly entrepreneurs, digital marketers, those kind of people are going to be my primary avatars for that product. Because that's the solution. What's the solution? Helping your clients get clarity and confidence in the middle of the night. So when you wake up on Monday, you're not seeing a bunch of like, I don't know what to do, help me out. And you're just trying to get caught up on messages on your Monday. So one, we're going to relieve some stress and overwhelm with the intake of questions from your clients. And two, it'll provide value, confidence, and clarity for your clients, which that's a value add. That's like if you're most coaching and consulting programs, that's usually what it is. Yeah, we're helping people get from point A to point B in their business and get a result, tangible result. But my idea of coaching and consulting is like what I have here, and why I've created this group and such a cheap price is because the goal is to help everybody get clarity on what they're working on, and are they working on the right thing, and then have the confidence to go and execute.
All right.
So how's your school group going? I haven't looked at it in a while. I know.
I've been this last week. I've been trying to nail down all the products.
Yeah.
Graphics. Having my VA brand all the graphics and everything for my products for on the website, and then getting those to the guy building the site, and then looking at each of those on what I'm going to talk about for the lunch and learn, and then in the lunch and learn, going from there to what comes out of there that could be a training piece in school.
Yeah.
So it's so I'm still up on the website and dissecting that stuff, or the digital marketing packages. Some of them, because it's SEO stuff, it's reputation management, building.
What package? How many packages are you thinking so far? Like 2 packages, 5 packages? Like what's your package count up to?
At the most, it'll be 3.
Okay, I was going to just recommend don't go more than 3.
Yeah. So let's see, where is shoot, it's not up on the board. The one package has 5 or 6 products in it, and then the next package has 8 to 10, including that first 5 or 6, and then the third package has like 16 products in it.
Yeah.
And
have you figured out pricing for each yet, or is that something you're still catering?
The pricing is it's going to be between 2,500 and 7,500 for the 3 packages, maybe 10,000 for the third one instead of 7,500. And they'll have, and then if they stay on the package for 6 months, I'll give them a podcast guest spot for free, and a 15 to 30 second video clip out of that. Like, well, I'll take something and create something that they can use.
Yeah, I mean, those are some high ticket packages, right? 2,500 plus. It's just going to come down to making sure they see the value and what it is these packages solve for, right? Each package, each tier solves problems, and some don't.
Yeah. So with the lunch and learns, obviously that'll be nuggets out of the big packages, the three packages. It'll be nuggets of training out of that. And then if they want to sign up for like say they want to buy the reputation management product, not the package, there'll be a price for that, and that'll be a DIY. And then if they want training and support, then they join school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Developing.
Well, yeah, it'll be the delivery model. It'll be, okay, hey, here's each of the packages DIY. Hey, do it yourself, get access. Here's all the training modules. If you're a self-starter and a go-getter and an action taker, and you're self-motivated, self-starter, I think is the word I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I recommend you get the DIY one right over here. $800, $500, whatever that price is. Yeah. But if you're someone like the folks that I've worked with in the past, and even me to an occasion, I have coaches and mentors that help me kick me in the butt and help me get clarity a lot faster, then consider looking at the package where you get all the materials as well, but you also get paired on with coaching and support and channels, live channels over here. Like, and then, you want ultimate premium handholding? I got this other thing that I reserve for the folks that really want to move fast and work directly with me on an ongoing basis, 7 days a week for 6 months. That's this top tier over like 5x, 10x price, whatever, you're done with program is. You got to put that number so high. Like right now, I don't do high ticket at all. I'll never do high ticket. I'm over high ticket coaching personally, like in terms of like something I want to do. But everyone has a number. If someone says, hey, Matthew, I want to work with you for 100K for a year, you help me develop, launch, scale my business from start to finish. Someone says, hey, here's 100K. I'm like, all right, let's go to work. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a brand new number. Your contact is gonna be the only one in it. Let's freaking work. Let's go to work. What do you need? Right? Yeah, there's a number for everyone, right? But then that would be none of the stuff, like the things that I would give this person can still, like, that's all what's what I'm looking for. So many folks are buying products for digital stuff, but it's just more information about the same thing. Like a lot of stuff that I talk about and I teach here, I learned from somebody else or from the internet or from a book.
You did?
And they learned it from somebody else.
I quit.
I know. It's secrets unveiled here on TechSavvy Tuesday. I'm exposing all the gurus and all the experts, no matter what field you're in. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. We've all learned what we've learned through somebody else at some point, or someone else's experiences, or someone else's mistakes. Yeah. In the book that I've read, like, and here's the thing. That's why I know the Alex Hormozis of the world. He has applied experience, which means he's taken what he's learned from other people. He's actually applied it. Now he has his own personal experience to share as a story on the actual results of what his work was. Right. I have applied experience over the last 7-8 years working and helping hundreds of folks launch and scale their businesses. So I have applied experience through other folks as well, not just my own agency back in the day. But I learned everyone learned it from someone somewhere, the psychology of marketing, headlines, and those folks learned it from, like, I don't know where that'd be fun to kind of look as like a fun rabbit hole to get down into. Try to track down where all these fundamental principles around psychology and marketing came from. I've never really dug that far. But, a lot of stuff just stays true, right? The fitness is another example. They're always the best analogies, but it's a fundamental law that if you burn more calories than you take in a day, you're bound to lose weight. Right. It may not be perfect, but it's a fundamental law. Like if you just eat less than what you do, you will lose weight. It's like marketing. If you solve a big enough problem for the right people, you will get paid. That's true. It's just how it is. But yeah, too much information, not enough action, and then it's not even the inaction. It's like I said, Aaron, the guy that I worked for 3 years, he's got so much great information, but I'm in one of his communities, and whether he has to know that, because there's comments in there talking about people like it's just too much information, like it's the first time they're being exposed to digital marketing or launching an online offer, and they're just hit with like 19 course modules. A lot of the modules are repeating the same stuff from another module, and it's just like information overload. And there's no decision making. There's no like clear path. Like there are clear paths, but when you give everybody access to all the trainings, the clear paths don't become clear anymore. They get confused. Like, well, wait, you said over here in this training module, you wanted me to do this, this, and this. And now over here, you're saying that was old. And now you want me to do this, this. Like, well, what do I do? Well, you're in a free group and you're getting information overwhelm. What's the next step? Get a coach. And maybe it's by design.
Well, I was going to make a joke a minute ago, but I didn't want to interrupt you because of what you were saying. It's right on the money. But we were talking about, I'll come back to the Aaron Fletcher thought that I had, but it's we learned it from somebody else, and we're building on it and stuff like that, and that's what cracks me up about the imposter syndrome, because Einstein's the only non-imposter. Like who's let's see.
Benjamin Franklin probably lives up there.
Right. Benjamin Franklin, Albert Einstein.
Yeah. Einstein,
yeah. Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. Those guys aren't imposters. But every rock and roll band from the 50s on are imposters, because they just used those classical riffs and turned them into guitar, bass, drum.
Yeah, we're all imposters to a degree. Like, I'm an imposter of the knowledge that I know, but I think that's where.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying none of us are imposters.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
None of us are imposters, because once you learn something, then you can never not know it. And if you're using it responsibly, your experiences are impacting what you've learned and expanding it.
Yep.
So what's fresh and new for somebody today is going to be fresh and new with 3 extra ingredients tomorrow. And folks don't get that.
Yeah,
they get all worried about what they look like.
And Will and Adrian, I'll tell you this right now. Like I said, I work with 700 plus clients, and most of them were in the just starting a business phase, right? So 60-70% of them were like folks that just dealt with like, well, why would someone buy my program? Like, who am I? Like, I'm just starting something new right now. Why would someone spend $5,000 with me? And I had to break it down, and it was a lot of mindset coaching around breaking through imposter syndrome and talking about, well, the progression of results always starts with you. If you've lost weight and you've found a thing that worked for you, and now you're like, oh my God, I feel so amazing. I feel sexy in my body and my skin, and I figured something out. And yeah, you may have learned it from another program or whatever, but now you're like, well, I want to go share that with other women or other men like me. Well, like, that's why they'll pay for, there's other reasons why they'll pay for it, but overcoming that I've had so many conversations helping folks overcome that.
Yeah.
And part of it is I have imposter syndrome a lot of the times too, when I don't produce work, and I think, well, like, man, Russell Brunson and Alex, like, how am I ever going to catch those people that I look up to, that I want to be like, that I would love to be in their position to make an impact the way that they've made an impact on people's lives, but ultimately as well as growing a business and having the status of success of saying, man, I own a 10 to $50 million plus yearly business, right? Like, sometimes I'm saying, like, who am I? And then I have to take my own medicine. I have to say, well, Russell Brunson and Alex Hormozi, they're charging 50, 100K plus to get into some of their masterminds. Well, I have some of the similar experiences in helping myself and other folks grow businesses. You can get me for a fraction of that, right? So that's how I compete in a marketplace where Alex and Russell Brunson are dominating, rightfully so. But if I can get to the right people and I can explain to them and showcase and gain their trust through my content, through my training, through my communities, then they say, "Oh, well, why I can just go work with Alex Hormozy and just pay him 150 grand." I go, "Yeah, you could, but is he going to be like, is he going to be focused on you? Like you might meet with him once a quarter and then it's all on you. You could pay me 150 grand today and I'll basically come move in with you and live with you for a year." Right? Like that's the difference, right? Like you want somebody in your corner, like 24/7, Batman hotline. That's the difference that I get to be able to be a disruptor in, because I don't have all the responsibilities and the takeaway like an Alex Hormozy or Russell Brunson have. But they charge the prices that they're worth. The people that can afford it, that want that level of connection or level of access to them, will pay it, like we do anything else. But this is what I tell folks who are starting into a marketplace where they don't have that experience. How can I compete with a Pace Morby? Adrian, that's my call out to you, right? How do I compete with the Pace Morby? He's getting all the deals, right? Well, we have to find a different angle on, well, Pace has deals and when he's working lending deals, he has set lines of like, well, if you need this much money, here's a fee. And this fee could be like 10 times what you could do as a fee, right? So how can you come in and compete with the Pace Morby who's offering funding for properties and for deals? Well, Pace Morby has these structured pricing for funding, and these are their percentages right out the gate, like right at the top. You got to pay up front. Well, if you're trying to compete with those deals, well, you just have to market yourself and say, hey, look, like Pace Morby's great. He's got a great team. And if you can afford it and if you want to invest in it, definitely go work with Pace Morby. But hey, I'm this new guy over here on the scene that knows how to do a lot of the stuff that he does, but we're not going to hit you with an upfront fee of this price. We're going to collect it on the back end. We're going to work with you day in, day out. Whereas on Pace, you may not be working with him every single day. You might meet with him once a week or once every 2 weeks. So how can I position other tangible things people are looking for, either at the same price or less? That's what I tell folks all the time. How can you be the next expert that's in that space? How do you compete with them? Because that's what people do. They're like, well, why would anybody buy from me when there's already a program out there already charging and they have everything set up already? It's like, well,
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Cool.
Will.
All right.
Great session.
Yeah. Thanks.
Adrian, are you like in a family meeting? What's up, man?
I'm here, man. We're good. I'm just absorbing all the all the knowledge here since it's
all knowledge. I love it. Well, Adrian, I know you just came in. I appreciate you being here. These are how the Tech Savvy Tuesday calls go. I host it every single week unless something comes up. It's not on the calendar. And my entire goal for these calls is to help folks get clarity and confidence on what they're working on and move their businesses in a progression of the right direction. Okay. And so glad to have you here. I know we want to jam on anything that you're working on. I think we connected through real estate, the Gator and Pace Morby groups and stuff. Yep. So yeah, I do stuff in the private money side as a Gator. I know their systems and stuff over there. So my goal is, I've shifted a bit. I've taken my focus because it's a lot of work over there being a PML and trying to find deals and go through all the freaking paperwork. But for this 2025 year, my goal is to help real estate agents, but real estate folks as well, build their front end acquisition systems and automations, right? So, how are we building content to get in front of the right people? So then they come into your ecosystem, fill out forms, apply to work with you. And then you have automations that say, oh, you got a new application. Here's a phone number. Let's give them a call. And then what's the follow-up system look like for folks that don't do a deal with you? My goal is to really help those folks in that space build those things out, because all that's manual stuff right now. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You got a deal. Let's sit in the DMs for 30 minutes and then waste my time. Yeah. That's basically what I was doing. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I need to build some systems out. And so I partnered up with Javier Paredes, who's the co-founder of this group. And I don't know if you know Javier, but he's doing his own thing over.
I gotta jump, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Later, Will. Take care. But he's doing stuff in RV parks, and we do a local meetup, and we've got a lot of other stuff in place, and we have an email sequence that goes out on the back end for anybody who registers for like our freebies and stuff. And we blast out any deals he has to his list as we build it and build those automations so he doesn't have to do any finger lifting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to integrate not only the the acquisition side. I know Pace, like he says, every time you talk to like a realtor, you should be able to do some type of business, whether it's either acquiring the property, if they don't want to sell you the property, do they have any other properties that are available or that are coming up, or do they work with any fix and flippers that need funding?
Correct. And typically that can be handled on like the original call, right? Like after you've gotten more information on the deal, maybe you find out like either you're not the right fit or they're not the right fit for the deal you're looking for. On the call you can transition into that, but then you say, okay, well, what if I forgot to ask that? Or what if I haven't checked in with them in a while, but I have their contact information? There should be a drip sequence and a tag in a CRM like Go High Level or Elite 360 or some of these other platforms that say, okay, I've tagged this agent. Here's my notes. I tagged them XYZ follow-up tag, but I built out this 12 email sequence that'll ping them every 5th day just to check in with them.
Yeah.
So I hit their inbox. And then once you build out those 12 emails, and if you're doing it every 5th day, 12 times 5 is 50, you're looking at 60 days worth of emails. So that means over the next 2 months, you have an automated touch point that's going to hit their inbox at least at bare minimum. Okay. Whether they see it or not is a whole different question, right? Because the inbox could be flooded.
Yeah.
But now, again, once it's been built, now I made the tag in my CRM. Now I can confidently say this agent is going to get 12 emails over the next 60 days. And now I just need to make sure my headlines are compelling so they see me in the inbox and they open it and does the inside of the email repitch the relationship. Hey, Johnny, we spoke on this date, whatever time ago. I'm reaching out. I always like to send an email out to let everybody know, as we get into this season of realtors and buying and selling and deals or no deals or whatever, just to let you know, this is who I am. I'm a guy. I buy everything with cash, or at least I'll make a fair offer. If you have anything sitting on your list that you haven't been able to move over the last 30 days or the last 60 days or last 90 days, whatever your criteria is, shoot me an email with all the details. I'd love to take a quick look at it.
Okay.
Right? Now that could be email number 7. And now that they got that email the 38th day after you had the original phone call.
Wow.
And then when that email comes back into your system, it's now you and your team can filter your follow-up emails and replies. And so let's say you've just did this with 50 realtors, and now you have 7 realtors sending you replies with their deals they just got that are fix and flips that they can't move.
Yeah.
Now you have 7 replies. You wake up Monday morning, you're like, oh, I got 7 replies from 7 realtors, and they've brought me 7 deals that they can't move. Let me go do my quick underwriting. Let me see if any of these are worth responding to.
Okay.
Based off of your earlier connections at the last Squad Up Summit. Maybe you made 50 realtor connections. Who knows?
Yeah. Is there any one particular CRM you do use?
I like Elite 360.
Okay.
It's a white labeled Go High Level, but yeah. Do you use one right now at all, or?
No, not right now. I'm just got it on an Excel spreadsheet, but I'm like, I probably need to get a little more automated.
Yeah, it's always, that is the next progression, everything. So I'm posting this in the chat. So that's I think you get a 7-day free trial.
Okay.
So don't activate it until you're ready to like go into it if you want to use one.
Okay.
But I'm most familiar with this model here. Plus, I can help build. I know how to build all the funnels and automation. So as long as you come back here on Tuesdays, I'd be more than happy to kind of walk you through certain build outs, certain functions, that kind of stuff throughout the way. Yeah.
Okay. And that's on the Go High Level back end.
It's just a white. That's what Go High Level does. I've been tinkering about trying to create something called the investor portal or the investor something or the investor hub, but I think somebody might have already taken it. But doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Creating a CRM for the investors and then pre-plugging in all of the stuff that needs to be built. So you just have a one click. Once you sign up, you get everything imported in, and you just change your branding, set up your domains, and do all the technical stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's my Tech Savvy Tuesday, man. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for signing up for the year, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Share the word too. I know it's not a big commission, but if you share the group with anybody and they sign up with your affiliate link, you could typically see that on the about page in school.
Okay.
Right now it's at 50%, but the group will grow. The most I'll charge is probably $50 over time. I will tier it out, but monthly recurring revenue is as folks are paying you, collect. If you invite anybody here, we're all grow together. People get the help they need, but I want you to make sure, you get your, if you spread the good word, you get compensated for the good word of mouth and bringing folks in.
And you said that's in the about section?
Yeah. So if you're looking at your desktop, typically, let me get into the school. If you go to the about tab, normally you'll have something highlighted here that says invite people, and you'll be able, actually, let me just go to this. Yeah, right here. You see how it's highlighted, invite people? If I select it, it gives me my link, and I would make 40% commissions for life, but they don't charge for this group, so it doesn't matter. Gotcha. But that would be that's my affiliate code.
Got it.
So any paid groups, like this is the company I work for, the client success director for, but the same thing here, it's $99 a month. I'm an admin, so I don't see this, so I have to grab my link somewhere else. But if anybody signs up here, depending on the commission structure, I would get a percentage of that commission for anybody who signs up.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So pretty cool stuff there. Awesome. Well, Adrian, I'm gonna head out of here. I got some other important things to get to.
All right, sounds good.
Appreciate it. Bye, man. Absolutely. Yep. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.